In this video, we're going to look at how to set up a send and return effect using a convolution reverb loaded with an external impulse response. So here's the track. And I've kind of grouped the various instruments into subgroups. So if I look at my mixer, you can see the subgroups. So I'm actually going to send from each subgroup. So I go to sends, and then I create a new bus in Logic. And then I label that reverb. And now you can see there's a send established there. If I then go to any of the other tracks, you can then see that it shows up as reverb in those. So I'm just sending from the subgroups just for ease of use. You wouldn't always do it that way, but that is the way we're doing it now. So for audio effects, I'm going to load my Logic Space Designer. And you know, like we discussed, the Logic impulse responses are okay, but the ones that we uploaded to the folder are better. So I'm just going to go to this little tab and go load IR, which stands for impulse response. And then I'm going to browse out. It goes to the Apple folder, of course, because that's where it things. But I'm actually going to zoom back out here to my actual project folder. I'm going to find impulse responses. There we go. You can audition these by clicking on them. Now that one's a bit long for this track, but I'm just going to stick it on there anyway. So I'll load that in, and you can see it loaded in and everything's fine. So now when I send to this, now just remember that Logic, unlike Reaper, when you load this, it has the dry down, it's muted. So you want to keep that way, that's good. You want only wet coming back, because all of your tracks are coming to the mix on their own through here, but the reverb is coming back separately on its own return. So let's just listen to the effect. That's working. It's a bit much for that kind of music. I would use a different impulse response, but that gives you an idea. Now, I've taken in this example, I've taken the impulse response from a different location than my actual project folder. So I want to make sure that it's saved into the same folder. So I'm going to do a save as. And when I do a save as, I want to make sure that Space Designer impulse responses are saved into that folder. So I make sure this is ticked. And I'm going to do a save as, give it today's date. And then hopefully it'll kind of resave and save the impulse response. We'll go and check that now in a minute. Okay, so you can see my project now has this thing. I'm just going to hop out to my actual project folder. Find it now. And you can see now in this folder, I've got my new project folder saved. All my tracks are there, which is good. But I also now have this new folder, impulse responses, that wasn't there before. And that means that that impulse response that I loaded from somewhere completely different on my computer is now saved into my project folder because I made sure that that little box was checked. If in doubt in Logic, just check every single box and it should be okay. So that's it really. That's how you set up an impulse response on a bus as a send and return, and ensure that the impulse response is saved with the project.